596. Okay, so hand 596, and you can see one of the things that I was just going to point out too. We're starting to play a lot of hands, so you can see here where my mouse is, all this green, which is great. It means we're in a lot of hands, we're winning them, picking up some small pots, which is fantastic. I really like the way this hand is played. This is the same guy with the deuces, so we know, you know, he's going to call with a real wide range. You just don't know. Obviously, we lose to deuces here, but so he checks now. So the theory is here, our 4 is good. Well, he could have 7s or 8s or 9s. That's definitely a possibility. He could also have 5s. He could have like ace 10. There isn't a lot of hands that people flat pre with a 10 though. His most likely holding here is a pocket pair or some kind of air. And it's just way more likely for him to have some kind of air, I think, high cards. And he's just trying to take the pot down. So I really like check calling here. I think it's a great play. And you know, it forces the villain to check on the turn, which usually indicates that he was just trying to take it down on the flop, and it wasn't going to work. And now the river is a little bit inconsequential. It fills a flush. It also makes a hand if he has pocket 5s. But really, in general, I still give his range to sort of be high cards here. King, Queen, King, Jack-ish hands, Ace, Jack, even Ace, Queen, Ace, King. That's going to be his most likely holding, I think, just because there's way more combinations of that than pocket pairs, and he checks, and I mean, he has 3s, which is obviously the ultimate situation we could have. But I like the way we played this hand. We didn't try to, you know, a lot of times we think, well, 4 should be good here because, you know, our range that we give the villain, we're ahead of with 4s. So we check raise. Then we check raise and we get jammed on, and we're like, oh, damn it, look at all these chips I sacrificed with 4s. So I really like the check call. It's very, you know, especially a villain who's going to shut down. I think it's a great play. The next hand I want to show is hand 622. And this is one of the very few hands that I really didn't like the way we played. So here we open with ace 6, and I think definitely what Martin and I are going to spend some time on, and we talked about this too, was that when you start opening a wider range, it becomes tougher to play post flop. And as your skills get better and better, you get better at playing post flop, and it allows you to play these hands better when you open a wider range. One of the reasons that when someone's new, we tell them to, you know, play in position and play few hands, is because it just makes the decisions easier post flop. When you're raising a middle position with a hand like ace 6 suited, it kind of complicates things, although we do have position. And so you can see the ace king 2 flop comes. This is a great flop to c-bet on if you have nothing. The issue is if you get check raised, you could get check raised with nothing. So I like checking on this flop. I think I've told Martin this. I think it's fine. And a really inconsequential 9 spades hits on the turn. You can see there's almost a min bet on the turn. I think it's a 2 big blind bet. And we call. And so now there's 450k in the pot. Black Royal is likely holding here. I mean, he could have an ace, he could have a flush draw, he could have 10-9, he could have Queen Jack, he could have 2 clubs, he could have a better ace, he could have a king, he could have so many things based on how this hand rolled out. There's 450k in the pot, and he bets 240k. We're getting almost 3 to 1. You can see up here, 2.9 to 1. And the issue is he value betting or is he bluffing? And really, oftentimes that goes back to the skill of the player. So a lot of players here would not value bet something that ace 6 beats. They're not going to value bet king queen, although you could value bet queen king queen if we were perceived to be kind of like a calling station, because presumably the ace scared us on the flop and we checked. So we could have a hand like queens or jacks or tens, and so we're trying to keep the pot small. We didn't really bet anything. And if you have a hand like king queen or king jack, you can really fire the river here and possibly get value from queens, jacks, stuff like that. And really, we don't really look like we had an ace. We've now soft played. We checked on the flop when 2 clubs came, and then we just called the turn bet. So it really doesn't look here like we have much. It just doesn't. And so I think because of what we've given the perception of what we don't have, the fact that we have the chips to make this call is another big factor. Like, it's not a huge chunk of our stack. The fact that we're getting 3-1, I mean, just that we're getting 3-1 alone means that we only have to be right 30% of the time. And so I think he could have a king here easily 30% of the time. So I think, this is definitely a call, and we don't call. And I wasn't too happy about that. But there wasn't a lot of hands that I was happy about.